What is going on, community? Thank you for hanging out right now on a special edition of the Shout Out Show. And more importantly, we got something special for you guys right now. All you guys in the house, all you guys around the world watching the show. It's going to be an interview that should have been happening long time ago, guys. And we're going to hang out with from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, one of my hometowns, because I'm from Philadelphia. So I'm living in Florida now, but we're going to bring in writer, creator, editor, and we're going to bring in a special lady, and she'll be talking about what she's been going on, and she's very part of what we got going on today. Heroineburgh. There it is, man. It's so hard to pronounce. That's just me. Everyone can pronounce it perfectly fine, but I get tongue-tied. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for hanging out with us right now. I'm going to bring in HB right now. Let's do this. HB, how you doing, sir?
Hello. Nice to see you, Rodney. Happy 4th.
Happy 4th. Yes, I forgot to mention that. Thank you. So, how you doing, sir?
Great. Well, we'll call it Cuatro de Julio.
Julio.
Julio. Cuatro de Julio, yeah.
There it is, man. There it is, man. And this has been a long time coming. I'm happy that we're able to do this. And we got a lot of things to talk about. We got the comic book. We got some comic strips from Pittsburgh. Actress. We got websites. We have videos with the whole 9 yards, man.
We got our friends' Comix too.
There it is, man.
Yeah,
there it is. And more importantly, Mauricia. You know, we'll hang out with her in a few seconds right now. And with that being said, thank you everyone in the chat. We got Ben Compton in the house. We got Menti in the house. Thank you so much for hanging out on this very special 4th of July. Something that's it's been a long time coming, guys. Things happen, and you gotta, just say, I'll bring you on. I'll bring you on the show. And I have to say, Manny, thank you so much for being very patient with me. But I'm happy for us to do this right now, man.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. With that being said, we're gonna bring in one of his actress from, the show. Mm-hmm. Not the show, but there's a YouTube. I got the link in the description below.
It is the show, yeah.
It is a show. And then we're going to bring in the beautiful Mauricia. There she is. She's in the house right now.
How's it going? Hiya.
What's going on, dear? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Having a great 4th. The weather here has actually been, I'm sorry the weather was kind of nasty where you are, but, it's been great here. So, I mean, I'm just saying, we're just trying to share the love.
Awesome. And I'm happy that you're able to jump on. And like I said earlier, I'm sorry that it's taking so long to hang out with you guys. So my apologies, but we're doing it right now. We're rocking out. We're going to have a good time. We'll take questions from the chat and talk about what we got going on in Pittsburgh and this book. Man, let's rock out and some videos. That's pretty dope. And major questions when it comes to the videos and all the editing, man. But I can't do this alone. I can't do this alone because there's some homeboy that wanted to jump on the show. And he is a good friend. We've become good friends. He's no big deal. He's just Mr. Marvin Wynn.
Woo, Marvin!
Hear that? You're no big deal. Settle down.
I can't be a big deal when I'm a huge deal.
Oh!
Boom!
That was a burn right there, yeah.
Mic drop.
Boom, 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 man.
Gotta swerve it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hanging out with these fine gentlemen right now. Don't forget, I have a couple of their links in the description below. Guys, in the chat, we're talking about Heroineburgh. There it is. I did not botch that. That's a good thing.
You did perfect.
Too.
You did perfect, Rodney.
Heroineburgh issue number 1 is right there. And
number 2.
And issue 2, yeah. That's where I kick ass.
Right. One of the characters on the cover there.
Yeah.
I know. I've noticed that. And that is badass, girl. That's badass. So I have to say, let's kick it off, man. So what inspired you, man, to make this comic book? How you reached out to these fine ladies and gentlemen to to do this and to help you do this project, man.
The origin story. Okay, I guess it comes in two different parts. The first part would be our original influences, which is 1970s and 80s superhero TV shows with fine ladies kicking ass, like Linda Carter, etc., Electra Woman and Dyna Girl, Red Sonja, Bionic Woman, Colonel Wilma Deering from Buck Rogers, the ladies of Battlestar Galactica. We watched all those things. Isis and Shazam Hour. We can just keep going, right? Who was the lady from Thundar the Barbarian? Marvin, please give me that. The Sorceress. All those people.
The Sorceress, right?
Ariel, that's it.
Yeah, Ariel. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we got all those, right? All those ladies from back in the day, from the core Bronze Age, right? We were reading George Perez, New Teen Titans. We were reading John Byrne's She-Hulk. We were reading Claremont's X-Men. We were reading Black Cat and Spider-Man. We were reading, what else? Carmine Infantino's Dial H for Hero, where if you read that and you're 12 years old, you get the idea. You can suddenly make your own characters, right? That's what it looks like inside. That's Benjamin Zeus Barnett's art right there. He's great. So that's kind of like where we get our ideas from 1970s and 80s comics and TV shows. We can't forget the incredible Femme Force from the 80s by Bill Black. And so all of those things, and that's, by the way, an Orlando original, Femme Force, still running. So, so that's where we got our ideas. Now, as far as where we got the idea to do this whole Heroineburgh thing, well, I got back into comics about 2013, 2014. And I was interning at the equipment office at Pittsburgh Filmmakers over the summer. And this is a place where people can come in, and it's a nonprofit organization. They can borrow film equipment to do their own indie films. So I was watching a lot of the new superhero stuff at the time, the Marvel movies, the CW TV shows, and getting back into indie comics, catching up on a lot of the 90s bad girl books. So doing all that, I got the idea while sitting there in the equipment office. Hey, we got this equipment. Why don't we make a superhero TV show with lovely ladies in spandex and capes fighting crime? So that's what I did. We made the first episode in Pittsburgh Filmmakers' third floor on a Tuesday and released it on the internet and then built a website. And 4 years later, we have 21 episodes. And then about a year and a half ago, we started turning it into comic books. So we went backwards from the way you usually think of comic books becoming TV shows. We went the other way around. But nonetheless, we have produced a ton of IP, intellectual property, and it's all original works, live action videos and comic books based on a fantastic version of Pittsburgh, PA, where ladies have superpowers and they use them for both good and evil. That's right. There is a picture of Mauricia dressed up in the Vendetta costume, marketing the issue number 2 on our YouTube channel, which is just called Heroineburgh, like everything is on our stuff. And so Mauricia jumped on board a couple years ago. She has several great tasks that she does. She plays one of the live action superheroes, Vendetta, the Italian spirit of vengeance, who's kind of a cross between Huntress and Mockingbird. So, we get influences from both of the big two and many indies as well. So she plays Vendetta. And also, Mauricia works second camera for us at some of our shoots. And she hosts a video show we do called Comixburgh, which features various creators and store owners from the Pittsburgh area. And finally, and not last but certainly not least, Mauricia has her own comic book, The Music Maker, about an anti-hero who has music-based powers, and there's a music-based part of the comic book. She can tell you more about that. But apparently the new issue has a cover that looks a lot like Hellblazer, right?
Yes.
It's got Constantine influences on it, right? So there you go. We love Constantine. So yeah, so that's Mauricia's connection. Our little clique of comic book creators is informally called Comixburgh, but we also sometimes call it the boys. And I guess I'm Huey. And Marvin is Mother's Milk, and Mauricia's the female of the species.
Yep.
So yeah, and of course Marvin's our friend too. Marvin does camera work for us. He acts as a villain in the series, and of course, as everybody who watches Rod the Rican knows, has a wonderful book called The Edge, which is on Second Sight Publishing in stores all over America. And we are also in stores all over America, thanks to a lot of hard work on the phone. We'll talk about that soon. But yeah, that's the origin story. The first part is the 1970s and 80s, and then the second part is 2016 and getting free equipment. And since then, I bought all my own camera stuff. So, with a couple of DSLR cameras and some lights on sticks, you can make your own DIY TV shows. You don't have to wait for Marvel or DC to do it. But, you can certainly take influences from those. We love those shows. We love The Boys, Invincible, Jupiter's Legacy, Powers, all of those things. So that's what's up, man. Pittsburgh, superheroes.
Super heroines.
Heroines, exactly.
Yeah.
Heroines. We specifically use the female. We keep the female thing in the front and center. The feminine aspect of power and of heroism is always kept at the front and center of our content. There you go. There's Savannah looking fly in her costume. In a couple more panels, she'll be fighting her evil enemy, her sister. So there you go. And at the front page of each book, you see the characters, the roster of characters that are in every book. Right. That's the front page. Oh, yeah. So the front covers of both of our books, that's the back page, right, with the pinups, and the front cover is done by Jason Wright, who is a very frequent freelancer for DC Comics. He has over 650 credits in the industry, and if you are familiar with Metal Man or Green Lantern or Batgirl, he's colored all of those books for DC. And yeah, he'll be doing a lot more indies in the future. You'll see his name associated with more crowdfunding comics in the coming year. So yeah, we're really proud of Jason. He's the second most prolific guy from Pittsburgh, next to Ron Frenz. I understand Ron Frenz has slightly more credits, but yeah, over 650 credits. It's a lot of work Jason's done. He's an excellent artist in his own right, and in fact, next Saturday he has an art show coming up in a local gallery here. He's going to show his paintings, and a bunch of us are going to hang out, and some bands are going to play. We are very connected to the Pittsburgh music scene as well. We'll talk about that soon.
And that is amazing, and that is pretty awesome what Pittsburgh is doing. But I mean, you bring in these actresses that you do these videos, and you have to do a whole edit process.
Oh yeah.
My question to the actress, Mauricia, how is it like when he reaches out to you and tells you, well, we gotta do this, or I don't know how you guys work, but man, that's gotta be the whole cosplay thing.
It's not cosplay. Not cosplay.
And the edit process, that's something that he has to answer. What is it? Do you get excited and be like, let's do this?
I found out about Heroineburgh through Facebook, actually. And the second I found out about it, I was like, okay, well, this looks cool, and the more, once I reached out and we started talking, I was like, oh my God, I mean, I could be an effing superhero here. Like, yeah, I got to do this. It was just such a great concept. It's fun. It's campy. It's just great. It's very, very Bronze Age comic book kind of stuff. And, we're having a whole lot of fun. You got a bunch of great looking ladies, and they're and they're also like, super powered fighting heroes and villains. It's so great, so fun. And yeah, it's just great to be a part of it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It just makes me wonder how you guys collaborate and come up with something, and then all these videos on YouTube. It's pretty dope, I have to say, and quick props to all you guys, man.
Thanks.
Keep working hard. I mean, the comic book is dope. So if anyone in the chat has questions, drop the questions, man. Drop the questions. But more importantly, there was one question running through my head right now, gang.
Yep.
And I know we're talking about cosplay and the whole 9 yards, so we could get back to the cosplay. But when hanging out with Roderican, man, I take turns and I just do my own thing, man. Marvin's laughing because he knows how I do, man.
Like highways in Pittsburgh.
There it is.
There we go.
How did this happen? I need to know how this happened.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's HB on this one.
Yeah. How did the newspaper strip happen? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to make sure people understand none of this is cosplay. This is so no, it's not cosplay. It's the actual actresses. Cosplaying is playing other people's characters, right? Our characters are all originals, and so when you meet the actresses at a Comic-Con, you're not meeting cosplayers. You're meeting the actresses. Like for example,
you're right, and you're totally right. And what they're doing is I take that back.
Not at all. No,
back.
people act.
You're right. You're right. This. Hey.
I know it's mind blowing, right? But we have to explain it sometimes. Some people understand it right away, but the idea is, you're meeting our version of Scarlett Johansson or Elizabeth Olsen, right? I think maybe Mauricia's a little bit more Olsen than Johansson. I don't know.
A little bit.
Yeah. But in any case, yeah, you're meeting locally and locally famed actresses or what have you, who are actually playing the part. If you meet them at a convention, and what you're seeing on the videos are the actual actresses doing the acting. So yeah, but your question was, again, I'm sorry, I forgot.
It was wasn't it about how like
was
it? Oh yeah, the comic strip. There we go.
Okay. So basically that's kind of medium number 3 in a way, right? So first we had the shows, right? We had the half-hour videos, which people can download from anywhere in the world, and they can also watch clips of them on YouTube. We have over 250 clips. And then the second thing was the comic book, right? So then this was about 2 years ago at a local comic book convention, Three Rivers Con. The local newspaper, you know what an alternative news weekly is, right? It comes out once a week. You get it in your free boxes around town, right? And so the local Alterna Weekly, which was called The Current, they were doing a comic strip page on every issue, which came out every 2 weeks. They were actually publishing every other week. And they set up at a local Comic-Con asking for more creators to contribute to their comics page. And I said, well, hey, we already have this comic book and we already have this comic video series. Why don't we send you a unique, comic strip? And so that's what we did. So throughout 2019, for about 6 months, we created a separate story strip, which was basically, you know how they're like very small contained stories, like the way you see Spider-Man in a newspaper, right? The stories last for like 6 issues, for 6 strips, and then they end, right? They're self-contained, but in the same universe. So we offered that. I found actually one new artist, Wayne Brown, through that, and now he's on our comic as well. So Benjamin Barnett and Wayne Brown alternated and did strips for the newspaper. And by the end, we had about, the newspaper actually folded because of COVID. It was no longer able to publish physically. But at the end, we had about 6 months worth of strips. So when it was time to put out issue number 2, guess what we had? We had 3.5 extra pages of content to put in the back. We just reprinted the strips, and they go perfectly along with the rest of the universe. So all we did is we turned number 2 into a longer issue with 4 extra pages total. because we had this extra content. So, yep, no more comic strip for now, but while it was lasted, it was very cool. And guess what? Because we put out a comic strip, we were able to submit all of the clippings of the strips plus the 2 issues to a comic book museum in Columbus. There's a museum in Columbus called the Billy Ireland Museum of Comic Art. And it's one of 2 in the U.S. The other one's in San Francisco. A few months ago, they accepted the entire Heroineburgh collection of clippings from the newspaper and also the 2 comics. So when we go to Columbus in November for a con, we're going there. We're going to stop by and visit the Billy Ireland Museum and thank them for that. You know what they have? They have the entire Calvin and Hobbes collection there, because the guy who created that is from Ohio. So we're joined along with other great creators like the creator of Calvin and Hobbes in their collection. And I just thought that was really cool. And we got that opportunity because we had the newspaper clippings. So it was awesome.
Oh, man, that is amazing. And quick shout out, man, to Glitter and Duct Tape, dropping the link for Mauricia. So there it is right there. I'm sorry that I got a couple of links. Then I have enough time to really drop links. So my apologies to the panel right now. But I was scared about the storm. And opposed to, freaking Florida, you just never know what's going to happen. And we're okay right now, man. We're okay. I see some sun out here.
Yay!
Yeah, man, for sure. So, man, we're going to just hang out and just have a good time. So, when it comes to you acting, Mauricia, how is it with the whole camera and the whole 9 yards, and how you get pumped up to do this, and you gear up doing your whole actress superhero mode? How is it, man?
Before you answer that, let me just make a comment that you see how he's asking you all those questions when he could be asking me those questions too. How you just it's okay though. It's fine. It's fine.
Marvin, man, you've been like an anchor to my channel, and for myself personally, it feels like I don't want to bother Marvin, man. But Marvin, feel free, you can do it. Marvin has been like there, like me and Marvin, like rice and beans recently. So I gotta say thanks to Marvin for everything, man. You there's no words for you, Mr. Marvin. So but you can answer that question too. So that's a 1 and 2 question. So the beautiful. Go ahead, my dear.
I'm going first. I don't care. Yeah.
Yes, you are. The villain goes last.
Yeah, right? Okay. Okay, so how do I get like psyched up, and what's the whole acting process like? It's not like for one thing, it's not like typical acting. Like I come from the school of, that hyper realistic or, that kind of grittier stuff and everything. And that is so not what this is. What it is like, it's this heightened kind of like, I always say Adam West kind of acting, where what you're doing, it's like, I will stop him, and you gotta raise the fist, and you gotta strike a pose, and you gotta do the power pose, and you gotta make sure that you're coming off really intense, and the villains are just like, I will have an evil plan, I will I will destroy the world, and the heroines have to be like, no, I will stop you at all costs. It's that kind of acting, and it's fun. It's just so much fun and so drastically different from everything I was taught.
It's crazy because I've seen the pictures, and you got the green screen in the background, and I got the green screen in the living room, and I'm like, I try to use the green screen as much as I can, but it is so hard to use.
It's tricky.
Yeah. We don't use it that often, actually. We only use it a few times.
Mm.
Yeah. I have to say a quick shout out to my wife, as she watched this in the replay, because she's a caregiver. She's taking care of mother-in-law for the last going on 3 years. And she walks to the door, she sees all this mess in the house, and she does not say anything. And like, I am so happy that she does not. she understands, what's going on, but she's my biggest supporter. And but she was like, today, I want to say you've been doing so good. I want to buy you something. I'm like, man, whatever, man. You don't gotta do anything like that. So yeah, man, that is dope. What you guys have been doing. I can't imagine the editing work. More importantly,
yeah, there's a lot.
I'm going to swing this over to Marvin because he got completely ripped out of that question.
Yeah, Marvin's got to talk about how it is to play his character. Yeah.
Awful. Well, I think that's a two-pronged one because you want to know about how do you set camera angles and how do you decide lighting and things like that. And I think that's probably the more important part sometimes in that scene is how you want to portray the characters and how you want to focus the vision on them, because you get a lot of that with comics too, and how you want to display those panels, because you don't want it always to be the same angle or the same panel look, because it's boring. You don't always want everything to be in a square box.
No static. Yeah, you don't want static shots.
And that's the one thing that you want to avoid, because it's not actiony, and it's not something that someone's going to be want to sit there and look. You don't just want to have shifting views on the camera where it's back a person, somebody's head, back of the other person's head, back of the other. And I've seen a lot of shows doing that recently. I'm like, why do they keep doing it? Boring. Shift it up a little bit. So I mean, my character is a jerk and an asshole, maybe. and it seems to be that I'm in that realm right now, because I've got Revenant is a jerk and an asshole, and my character Corvon is a jerk and an asshole, and he's just a guy that just trying to get paid. He want to stack them dollars. That's all he cares about.
Typecast.
It's all nice one.
So it's all about the Benjamins, and when it comes to Corvon, he's like, I got to get paid, man. I don't care how it happens, but somebody's paying me for the stuff I'm going to do.
And I shall stop him.
Yeah, but even if I go to jail, I'm still gonna be making money. So
yeah, you're still gonna be, you got the royalties coming in now. So
you get those royalties from the IP, the Corvon IP. The business now. I can make money in jail from the business, right?
Man, you can make money anywhere around this
maybe
Corvon
will start a YouTube channel, and then he'll talk about how.
Man, those heroines, they just keep getting, they're such pains in my ass.
Man, all day, I'm like, Heroineburgh. My wife is like, what are you doing? I'm just talking. And as soon as the show started, I already botched it. I'm just like, Heroineburgh.
You did great, man. You did fantastic.
You're doing good.
It's Heroineburgh. It's not Johnstown.
Oh man.
Also, to piggyback off of the question before and everything, some fun things about Vendetta as a character is that she's the Italian spirit of vengeance, and I make a point of. There we go. I make a point of noting that it's vengeance, not justice. There we go.
Well, that's Savannah, but yeah, she's on the front cover.
Yeah, I'm on the front cover, looking all
in the red. Yeah,
red. There we go. There I am.
Look at that. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. But it's fun. She has this cool little backstory where she's avenging the death of her friend, and she's got to take out this mob boss, and there's all sorts of cool things, and I get to scream out Carlo, I'm going to make you pay, and that kind of fun stuff. And all the characters, that's one thing I love about the show, is that all of the characters have their own unique little backstory that pertains to a certain section of the city of Pittsburgh. Vendetta's place of operations is Bloomfield. And so she's, the Italian spirit of vengeance, but that's her domain, and it's just a whole lot of fun. It's just a whole lot of fun, and there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of meat to play with.
Yeah, Bloomfield is literally called Pittsburgh's Little Italy. So if you look at the back cover of number 2, you can see Howard Bender, who is a DC Comics veteran who lives in Pittsburgh, drew an excellent character portrayal of Vendetta, where she's standing at the corner of Bloomfield, and it literally says,
"There we go."
Yeah, the sign behind there says Pittsburgh's Little Italy, and there she is. Right. Mm-hmm. And that was drawn by Howard Bender, who is a guy who lives in Pittsburgh, who did a lot of work for DC Comics in the 80s, like Superboy, Dilates for Hero, and Ghostbusters, stuff like that. Yeah, shout out to Howard Bender. He's a great artist.
Well, that's one thing too, is that, not a lot of people realize like how much comic book talent there is in Pittsburgh.
Lots.
And there's tons. And we're getting a chance to like showcase a lot of that through the comic and through the live action show. And I mean, cool. And to see yourself as a comic book character, actually drawn up as a comic book character, is just like it has you on cloud nine. There's nothing that feels that good.
You've been immortalized.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys, right? I mean, if you guys could write another, like, if you had to pick a character in your mind, like, man, I would like to write this or draw this, what would it be for all three of you guys right now on the panel?
Should I
first, and then we go to
should
the
I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Marvin Wynn. Go ahead, sir.
Marvin, you go first.
I think I've already answered this question, but I mean, I'm always up to talk because I like to talk. Apparently,
we all do.
I'm still in that mode that I really wanted, and actually I tried to pitch it about 10-15 years ago, contra to Konami, do a comic book. Mm-hmm. And I found that licensing something is a waste of time unless you have time.
I was about to say it's a bitch, if I remember right.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of, no, we don't like that, we like this, we don't like that, get rid of this. Well, try this one again, and then you end up not telling the story you want to tell and telling the story they want you to tell. So I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's not worth it. But it's just something that's sitting out there that I really wish that someone would drive on to that. And Castlevania would be such a good comic book. I mean, the anime is really good, but right. I mean, there's so many other things you can do with those properties.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Okay, I see the character I wanted to talk about, but should I go next? Okay, other than Vendetta, which is my all-time favorite Heroineburgh character ever.
Better be.
Yeah. So I mean, I like all these characters, but one of them that I wanted to emphasize here on this show is our Puerto Rican character, Poderosa, who's on the front and back cover of the book.
Yep.
And her deal is that she is kind of a cross between Lois Lane and Power Girl. You can see she has somewhat of a Power Girl uniform without the boob window. And her backstory is that of like a Lois Lane. She's a single mom who has 2 kids, and she's a TV reporter who, when she gets her powers, the TV station hires her to be the official superhero of the station and gives her a big raise. So she's a professional superhero and one of the co-leaders of the Heroine League. Yeah, I kind of got the idea for her from the fact that I really do love Power Girl, but I also, at the time I was creating the comic book, I wanted to make sure we had a Latina in the book, but there's not a lot of Latinos in Pittsburgh, let's say. So I just decided
we gotta step that game up, man. What
there's maybe 20,000 in a population of 2 million here. So it wasn't that important to select which kind she was, but what I wanted to do was, one of my biggest influences is Mr. George Perez. And so I wanted to create a character that would honor George Perez from Orlando, Florida, and his legend in helping to influence everything I'm doing with Heroineburgh. And also around that time, there was a guy who created a character called La Borinqueña.
Yeah.
Right. And now her stuff is a little bit more tied to the land itself. And of course, we're doing we're just doing a Latino American in Pittsburgh. So I made a character called Poderosa, which literally means power woman, right? It's never been done. For some reason, no one ever created a character called Poderosa. That's on the front and the back of, no, that's, there you go. That's on the back of number 2. And also she's on the front too, drawn by, the back cover was done by Marcel Walker, the front by Jason. That's right. And I just looked up the word Poderosa, and I found that it had not been used by anyone for a character, which was crazy. And I said, yeah, let's just make a Latina Power Girl with some extra, ideas. and let's give her a whole backstory. And we gave her her entire origin story in episode 12, and then later made her elected the co-leader of the League. And since then, she's just been in many adventures. And she has a boyfriend. She now goes out with her cameraman boyfriend, Pete. And that character, by the way, is portrayed by an excellent rocker chick in Pittsburgh, whose name is Christina. She's the lead singer of a local band that's kind of like a local version of, let's say, Blondie. She does in fact, she does some Debbie Harry tribute stuff as well. So, whoa, sorry, there's some motorcycles in the background. I guess that's for the rocker chick part of it. And so if you want to think of Poderosa as kind of a rock and roll superheroine from the 80s with big 80s hair, she looks like Debbie Harry. She looks like Chrissy Hine from The Pretenders. Remember that? Right? So, and, maybe a little Joan Jett in there. So she has a very 80s kind of rocker chick feel, a superhero who has powers that are similar to Kryptonian, but not exactly the same. So, that's Poderosa for you. And that's just one of the examples of many characters, over 30 that we have in the series, both good and bad. So, I just want to shout that one out. And it's a really good example of the kind of stuff we're doing. As far as a character that I'd like to do in the future, I've told Marvin, there is a legend from North Africa about a Berber queen, a warrior queen who resisted the Muslim invaders for dozens of years. And nobody knows if she was Jewish, Christian, or pagan, but she was from North Africa, from like the area of Morocco and Algeria. Her name was Kahina. And I first found out about her because they did an episode about her in Relic Hunter in the early 2000s, the TV show that Tia Carrera starred in. It was an episode about the magic of Kahina's saddle. She had a magic saddle. And so eventually I would like to make an epic movie, a sweeping epic movie about this warrior queen of the desert who fights for her people. And that's just a character I'd like to bring to the movie screen. It's never been done as far as I know, even though it's a well-known and popular story, especially in North Africa. Anyway, that's my piece.
Then what are you waiting for, man? We gotta do that, man. We got a quick shout out to the chat, man. All you guys hanging out on Dude Talking Comics. Bobby did a ghetto. We got Glitter and Doug Tape Crystal. Thank you so much. Apex Comics. Hello, my dear.
Hey, Apex.
What is going on, gang? And I have to say, man, just looking at the ladies in the comic books, the names that you have for them is epic, dude.
We have a specific naming system. Do you want to describe that, Mauricia? Whose name also ends in A?
Well, I mean, it's based around their backstories and things like that. So, Vendetta, she's out for vengeance. And then you have, let me know if I'm mispronouncing it, because it seems I always mispronounce it. Poderosa?
Poderosa, yeah.
Poderosa.
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 There
you go. She's like power woman in Spanish. So it's cool that our backstories influence the names that we go as our superhero selves, and and the same goes for like the villainesses. Like we had Chlorina, who was able to emit like poisonous gases and things like that, and Vaporia, she was able to turn herself into vapor and just disappear. And then who else do we have?
Tons.
Yeah, I was about to say HB. I'm blanking on a few, and I'm thinking. There we go.
Arcana, right? So she has powers of shadows and invisibility.
There we go.
She's one of the goth heroines. And the thing is, as Mauricia indicates, they all end in A, and that is to emphasize the feminine power of the series. Because in most European languages, whether it's Slavic or Romance or Greek or English, things that are feminine end in A, and so that's what we did. We wanted to make sure that that was emphasized as part of the series, the power of the feminine. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope. I'll run down the names real quick and
go for it.
That'd
be fun.
I'll try my best.
You pronounce them all.
Sabrina, Earth, Athrina,
Etheria.
There we go, Etheria.
Ex Machina,
Machia.
Ex Machina, right? She's kind of like our X-Men type of character. She can fix things at super speed, and she has the powers of Magneto also. And actually, some of the character of hers was influenced by one of the main characters on a TV show called Scorpion. Have you ever watched Scorpion? It was a TV show with a bunch of guys that all had various tech things, and there was a character on there, an Asian girl named Happy, and basically I kind of modeled Ex Machina's powers after a combination of Happy and Kitty Pryde from X-Men. So,
and even her costume kind of like it really harkens back to X-Men as well, because it's got the yellow and the black.
It's a modified.
I'm looking at that right now.
It's a modified old school X-Men costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep reading them. Keep reading those names. See, I want to see if you.
Well, I'm gonna do my best, man.
You're awesome. You're awesome, Rodney.
Dysphoria,
correct.
There we go. That was one of our. Yeah, that was one of the ones I couldn't remember. Sorry, I'll stop. I couldn't remember.
Dysphoria, Mesmera, Serpenta, and Vamporia.
I'm going to Spanish,
man.
Right, Serpenta. You can guess what her powers are, Serpenta.
Pretty dope, man.
Yep, she's the snake girl.
Yeah. Yes, I love it.
Well, I named her Sarah. I named her actually her we have a lot of cool puns and stuff. Her secret identity is Sarah Pentini, which of course sounds like Serpenta, but it's a reference to Sarah Pazzini, who was Witchblade. So I give her kind of a Witchblade type of attitude. Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. Yo, HB or Marvin, do you have the pictures you can pop up and show these characters?
Here we go. I got to share. I got to do my sharing magic here. It takes a second here.
Yeah.
Focus.
Share screen.
Take your time.
Share screen, and then it says entire screen. I guess it says share audio, and then share. Oh wait, window.
Hanging out with Manny right now, man.
HB.
Thank you so much. We got the
it's not letting
in the house.
Okay. So right now,
thank you so much for hanging out. Go ahead, HB. What you got, man?
Hold on, it's not letting me share.
What are you trying to share?
My screen.
Entire
screen.
What file are you trying
to
share?
Entire screen.
No, what's on the screen? What are you trying to share?
Pictures of the characters.
I'm trying to share the website.
Oh. Well, you want me to do it?
Yeah, you want to do it? Go ahead. Yeah. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. All right. Marvin's going to share our entire website, and then we can kind of go over it and show what the characters look like. Thanks for doing that, Marvin. Although you are seeing them on the covers there, some of them at least.
Definitely Ex Machina, with
Ex Machina is on the cover of issue 1. That's right. She's the one with her hands up in the air with glowing magnetic hands. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there she is.
The power of magnetism, right? And then down there is Arctica, Queen of the Frost. She's like a combination of Killer Frost and Emma Frost, I think. That was the idea, I guess. Emma Frost because of her fashion sense, kind of her white queen look, and Killer Frost because of the ice power. There we go. Yay. That's the front page. You got 5 of the ladies in front there, including Poderosa front and center. And then if you click on where it says characters, Marvin's familiar with all this, then you see there's one page for heroines and one page for villains. Heroines, and then you keep scrolling. You got, Darbuka, Poderosa, Arogia, the healer, Devana, the Serbian warrior, Vendetta, Gardenia, who is like kind of Poison Ivy, the good version of Poison Ivy with plant powers. You got Hellfira, who's our heavy metal heroine, Cybrina, who's our high-tech cyberspace heroine. She's kind of like Tron. Arctica there with the ice powers, right?
And you get like the lowdown. You get like a mini lowdown of each character too. Whenever you click on it.
Each character, when you click on each character, you get a mini lowdown. You got Etheria, Arcana, and Industria. Those are our goth superheroes from the goth scene. Then on the left, you got Ex Machina, Savannah, who's like our Catwoman or Tigra, right? And then Jania, who's kind of a cross between Mighty Isis and Supergirl. She's the Arabic character. She's kind of a female genie. Then you got Lunessa, who's kind of like Dagger. She has light powers. Spectrina has rainbow powers, kind of a little bit like, I don't know, various rainbow spectrum people. And Fianna is the Celtic warrior. She's like a banshee. She's like the Irish banshee. Down there you got Freya. I bet you can guess what she's modeled after. She's a female what?
Thor.
She's like Thor, right? She's
Yeah,
like
she's female Thor.
She's like, what if they did Jane Foster correctly? Yeah. Uh-huh. And then that one we don't have a drawing of yet. That's Zinnia. Zinnia is Gardenia's sidekick. She's kind of the Robin to her Batman. And it was fun to have a sidekick or two. We have a couple sidekicks in the series, which is fun.
And not just for the heroes either, because Scintilla has a sidekick.
So there you go. First line. Hold on a second, Marvin. Marvin doesn't want to miss Alicia. Yeah, there's Scintilla.
There he goes.
Scintilla's kind of like our Catwoman. There's Vaporia. There's Red Gina, who's kind of like our She-Hulk character.
Not Red Gina. Red Gina.
Not Red Gina. Red Gina. That's right. There's Drake, who he doesn't have his own drawing, but he's drawn in the comic book. He's our main male villain. He's a corrupt cop who runs things behind the scenes. And there's Dysphoria and Mesmera. Dysphoria touches anything and it decays to dust. She is the touch of death. And Mesmera has the hypnotic powers, as you can see by her costume. And then down there, Chlorina. We like to say Chlorina has toxic gasculinity. Get it? And Fenneca is kind of our Black Cat versus Silver Sable character there. She looks a little bit like Black Cat, a little bit like Silver Fox. She's the Fox character. So a lot of interesting villains. And there's Stellara, who's kind of like, I don't know, like Stargirl or Captain Marvel, but evil. And and then we have Canis there, who's one of the male villains. And there's a couple more. Serpenta, there's a photo of her, but if you go a little bit further down, you'll see Serpenta in comic book form. There's Morphia, Devora, the Queen Bee.
You need what you need is what you need. Right
what we need, right? Go ahead.
Is somebody like this.
Somebody with a nice shiny head.
Yeah.
To be like kind of our Professor X, maybe.
Yes.
The
X-Rican.
X-Rican, Rob the X-Rican.
Or you know what? Oh, you know what? No. We need like a Lex Luthor or Kingpin kind of thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Boom, I'm there.
So we actually have a Kingpin right there already, but her name is the Quingpin.
Quinpin.
The Quingpin. So the woman there, Fat Mandy is her real name. She plays the Quingpin. She wears a fancy cowboy hat, and she is the corporate head of an evil corporation called Quexon, which is kind of like Roxxon Oil from Marvel, right? So she lives at the head at the top of the Quexon building downtown, and has evil plans for world domination and stuff. So that's the Quingpin. I let her actually name her own character because she's the only female character without an A at the end. And but we do have room for a Lex. We definitely have room for a Lex Luthor type, no question. There's
Queen Lex Rod, man.
Yeah. There you go. There's.
Do you want me to keep scrolling? You got spoilers on the next scroll.
No, that's okay. We got spoilers. It's okay. At the bottom, that is Dark Spectra. You'll find more out about her if you watch episodes 18 and 19. She transforms from good to evil. And some of our characters switch sides. They become evil or they become good, or maybe they go out for their own domination. That's Indara. She is the other character. Oh, actually, most of what Indara speaks, she's our other Spanish-speaking character. She's from Spain. And
the actual actress who
the actual actress is Spanish. She lives here, and she is the co-head of a record company in Pittsburgh. So she's a record mogul, actually, in real life, and also a yoga instructor. But anyway, so Barbara plays Indara, and her deal. Scroll up again, you'll see this is kind of interesting because there's never been a character like this in comics. She is Basque. She is a Basque character from Spain, and she is a terrorist who was part of the ETA, but they had to go underground, and so she fled to Pittsburgh, and she's pretending to be a heroine, but in reality, she is a villain who's sending money back to her Basque terrorist organization in Spain. And the reason why you know she's Basque is because on her chest, she has the lauburu, which is the 4-clover shamrock style, which is the flag of the Basque nation. So there it is, the very first female Basque character in comics, right? What would that be in Spanish? Vasquera, right? Vasquez, right? Vasque.
Yeah.
Right.
Spanish is terrible.
Or Euskara in Basque, right? So her last name is Vasquez. Her name is Isabella Vasquez because she's literally Basque. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then we got some of the
we got Panthira, who is our evil kind of panther character. She is Savannah's evil sister. We have our
sidekick.
We have Scintilla's sidekick, the teenage sidekick, Peccadilla there, the little sinner. And then, of course, we have Serpenta, who is the serpent girl, the snake girl with snake powers. So there you go. Don't watch her for her bite. Her bite is poison.
Good Lord, man. You got
it's a big
It's
universe.
a big rogues gallery. Yeah, there's even more there. Dinah, Palyacha, Kali Yuga. Those are the last 3, I think. There you go.
So quite literally, you could pick out, like, if you have a favorite heroine, it's easy. Or villain. We got like a whole like spectrum of like cool characters to choose from, and they're all a part of this universe. What's cool also is that whenever you get to see like exclusive portions of the story that focus on a particular character, which we do a lot. Oh, here we go.
And there's some trailer episodes from what's that? Is that season? This would be
season 1.
Season 1, right? So you can see Poderosa there flying through the air. That's one of the few times we use the green screen. We have several flying sequences, and they get on the table, and we do the green screen, and then in the background we put the clouds, right? So that's the magic.
Ahead, Marvin, if you want to show that, if it's not too long, go for it, brother.
This is episodes from about 1.5 years ago, but yes.
Hey, see if you can make the screen bigger. There we go.
Never mind what you heard. Superheroine is the word. She's living fantastic dreams. She's shooting out laser beams, taking over computer screens.
Lucy's in transformation.
She puts her costume on.
Bullets bouncing off of Poderosa.
When deadly threats attack, she'll be ready to strike
Super breath.
back. She's living in Heroineburgh.
Okay, there's the trailer from about 1.5 years ago, but now we move into season 2, and Marvin might be able to find season 2 there.
I think it's just below it.
Go.
Oh, there you go.
And our newest episodes are 18 and 19. And I say we have 21 episodes because 18 and 19 are double length, right? So we have a total of 21 half-hour.
Oh, there you are.
There's
There
Marvin. You can watch Marvin get threatened there, yeah. There's episode 18. There's episode 19, the newest one, and Vendetta's in that one.
Woo!
Marvin, you want to play episode 19? That's the new one. Yeah, thanks, man. You can see some of our CGI, too.
She's living in Heroineburgh. Never mind what you heard. Superheroine is the word. She's living fantastic dreams. She's shooting out laser beams, taking over computer screens. She puts her costume on, and she's feeling super strong. When deadly threats attack, she'll be ready to strike back. She's living in Heroineburgh.
Woo!
Yes, it is. It is awesome with no context. It's even better to have the context. So if you want some context, go to heroineburgh.com and find out all about the live action videos and the comic books. Now, Marvin's going to go to the comic book thing, I guess, right? There we go. Comic book 1 and comic book 2 are available. You can buy them directly from our website. Just click on the little button at the bottom.
And you get little snippets from each one, too.
Yeah, there's some pages, interior pages and stuff from each one. And also, our comic books are available at an amazing 160 stores around North America. And the list of the stores is on the website. We update it every 2 weeks. And we just hit number 160 in the past couple days. If you want to know where they're, I don't know who watches from Florida area where Rod is, but we have a store. We have stores in Clearwater, Melbourne, West Melbourne, St. Cloud, Maitland, Winter Haven, and Longwood.
Dombrowski's, there it is, man.
We got Dombrowski. Yeah, you got Dombrowski. Yeah, and we also have Emerald City and Clearwater. So yeah, a bunch of stores in Florida, and we're adding more. We usually add about 2 stores or 3 stores a week to the list, but there's 160 right there, and we're adding. Every couple of weeks I throw on some more names onto that list. And yeah, I mean, just in the past week, we got stores in New Mexico, Kentucky, Staten Island, another one in Alabama, another one in Fayetteville, North Carolina. So yeah, just keep adding them on. And whoever supports us, we really appreciate that. There's a lot of really excellent comic shop owners around the country. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with crowdfunding, but don't forget to support your LCS, whether it's new issues, back issues, graphic novels, even Funko Pops. So whatever it takes to support your LCS, go and do it, man.
And let me just point out just how incredibly dope this website looks. I just want to point that out because I love it. I love it, and yeah. Look at that. We're all like floating. I love it.
The website itself is designed by Andy Johansson, who's been a friend of mine since the 90s. And yeah, Andy's just a really great videographer and a very high-end photographer. He makes 360-degree websites. You know about websites you can go on and you see 360 in every direction. He specializes in that. So for us, he's done, a pretty active and a very colorful-looking page that looks like Bronze Age comics come to life, colorful, spandex clad, the whole 9.
Yeah, and when I jumped on the website and I was looking at it, I really did enjoy how this looks like it's coming at you. And Heroineburgh is just like popping there. And I think that is amazing, dude. The website is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gents, we're hitting that 1 hour mark. With that being said, it'll be an honor for you guys to let the community know what you got going on, man. So here we go right now. HB, I know you've been talking a lot throughout the show. I thank you so much and it's an honor to have you on.
Yeah, thanks.
I know it's been a long time coming, so my apologies for bringing you on at the last minute type of thing. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to bring you on, and the weather is perfect right now. We'll get to you at the last minute, but more importantly, let's jump to Mr. Marvin Wynn and see what you got going on, Mr. Marvin Wynn.
I don't know. What do we got going on next Saturday?
A little bit of something.
We got cons coming up. We got another. We want to do the live sale next Saturday. The Roger Rican exclusive for the Edge #2. HB and I will be heading up to New York this month for Big Apple Con. We'll be heading to Connecticut for Terrific Con. Just a lot going on. Having a lot of fun. That's all.
All right, man. There it is, man. He has his info right in front of you. Check him out. Check him out on IG as well. Marvin Wynn. He is. We have become close friends as of recent. It's crazy how things happen. He's been a big supporter of the channel, and I want to say, Mr. Marvin Wynn, thank you, dear, for being here for me, and I really do appreciate your support, sir. And with that being said, let's jump to the beautiful Miss Mauricia.
Well,
Let people know what you got going on, man. Let them know about your social media, the whole 9 yards. Let them know.
we got I got a comic coming out, and it's the Music Maker. It's what it is it's a music-based comic in the sense that you can actually listen to music that's within the story with your smartphone as you're reading the story. It's really cool, it's really fun, it's really gritty. But it's also funny, and yeah, there we go. Glitter and duct tape. That's the link to the Facebook page where you can, if you message me, I can send you out a copy. We have issues 1 and 2 available, and we're working on issue 3, as well as being an actor for Heroineburgh and working first camera for Heroineburgh. That's what I got going on.
All right. Well said. Well said. There she is right now. The first time ever hanging out on the show. And hopefully we can do this again. Let's leave it to Mr. The man of the hour, man. He's been talking about Heroineburgh. So HB, man, any announcements you want to make? When can we expect issue 3? When can we expect another video on the channel? Let the people know.
Thank you. So speaking of issue 3s, I saw, don't forget, Mauricia has her own Twitter for Music Maker Comics.
Yeah.
And she just posted a few days ago the cover of issue 3 of Music Maker number 3. So go to Mauricia's Twitter to check that out under Music Maker Comics, spelled like it says below. So yeah, so Heroineburgh issues 1 and 2 available from our website or 160 stores around the country. Issue 3 is coming out in the late fall. We're working on that right now. The scripts have been sent to the writers. So yeah, we're going to work on that all summer and try to get that out mid-fall. As far as the episodes, episode 19 in 2 parts is available right now. You saw the trailer for that. That's the latest one you can download directly from our website. You can also go to our YouTube channel to check out many, many clips, a couple hundred clips of stuff from the series. And yeah, so right now we are working on episode 20. We already did 2 shoots, and we have about 3 more to go. And I expect that will be done in the fall as well. So I would say around the same time, we're going to be done with both episode 20 and issue 3. And like Marvin said, as far as live appearances, both Heroineburgh and The Edge, and also copies of Music Maker as well in general, we will be at Big Apple Con at the New Yorker Hotel on July 17th. We will be at Terrificon at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, July 30th through August 1st. And there's going to be a lot of big comic book names there, so don't miss that, man. We can't wait to meet Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, among many others. And in August, we're going to be back in Pittsburgh doing Steel City Con at Monroeville Convention Center, right where they filmed, near where they filmed, the Dawn of the Dead. And that's August 13th through 15th. So that's going to fill up our summer, and we're going to do a couple more cons in the fall as well.
Well said, sir. Well said. And before we end the show, guys, I think Marvin Wynn knows where I head with this right now, man. I do a little something called rapid fire. 5 questions, 1 answer. I don't know where these questions are going to come from. I'm just going to go through.
They come from under your hat, right?
Top of the dome.
What was that, Marvin?
They come from under your hat, right?
Under the hat, somewhere through there, man. I wish I had some papers I could pull out and just be like, but I don't, man. So let's do this. 5 questions. Marvin, if you want to jump in, feel free to do this too. So take this off the screen here. All right, this goes out to HB and our beautiful guest right now, Mauricia. She's in the house. Make sure you check these guys out on their channels, on their IGs, on their Twitters, the whole 9 yards, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for hanging out. Now, let me see here. Here we go, man. Rapid fire. Rapid fire. If you could be one character in a comic book, who would it be?
Oh man,
Good one.
yeah, that's a really good. I'd be Wolverine.
You got to pick one. That's it.
I'd be Wolverine. I mean, no, I'd be X-23 is who I'd be. Except without the bad, past and everything. But yeah, I'd totally be Wolverine or X-23. I just like the idea of claws and that I think that would be cool.
You just want to stab people with your feet. That's all.
It's a weird dream of mine. So,
man, that's a dream. Man, stabbing feet. Dream is that. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I woke up this morning. I got a scratch in my arm. I don't know where it came from, and a bruise. And my wife is like, "Where that came from?" I said, "I don't know. Maybe it's the dreams that I've been dreaming." And it just makes me dead. But anyway, man. How about you, Marvin?
What's the question again?
Which comic book character would you be if you could be?
Generally, I would probably say I'd like to be Invincible, but he gets his ass kicked continuously.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe what's the other guy? The other was it Battle Cat? Is that his name?
You gotta pick one, man.
No, I don't want to be Invincible because he gets his ass kicked. But I think
you're Invincible. That made you get your ass kicked, man.
After I say it, I can't take it back.
You can't, man.
No takes you backsies.
I'm all busted up on the inside right now.
Well, Marvin likes to get his ass kicked, apparently.
Well, it's happening on the show. It's happening in comics. It's happening on the cartoons. I guess I'm getting my ass kicked, guy. I'm like instead of kick ass, I'm ass kicked.
Well, you're not getting your ass kicked on this show because you're my good homie, man.
We got a comment that said they'd be Mystique. I can turn my face for radio to my face for GQ. That was I love that. That's awesome.
That's a good one. See, Les, thank you, man. How about you, HB, bro?
I was gonna say real quickly though, the montage of Mauricia being X-23. In the background, it's going to be Christopher Cross's "Think of Laura," and I'm going to say about Marvin, at least you get to go home to that fly Ginger, because Adam Eve is my favorite superheroine right now. So yes, he knows what I'm talking about. So my character would be the Watcher. I love to watch, and there's no funnier name in comics than Uatu, except maybe Grogu. So yes, I'll be Uatu, just hanging out, watching the universe, the 616 go by, right?
The only thing I thought about was that movie Body Double when the guy's like, I like to watch.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
It's a bit voyeuristic of me, I know.
Get off that window, Watu. Get out of here.
All right. He's lurking. All right. So question number 2, rapid fire, man. Who is your favorite Batman of all time when it comes to movies?
Movies only?
Movies.
I
already know mine, man.
Michael Keaton, hands down. Michael Keaton for me.
I can't imagine we'd say anything else other than Michael Keaton, but because
Right.
because after all, Michael Keaton is from Pittsburgh and he actually grew up working on the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood TV set.
I didn't know that.
Really?
Some of my friends I went to Carnegie Mellon, and some of my friends worked on that TV set as well, although much later, like in the 80s. But so Michael Keaton, Pittsburgher Michael Keaton. Go ahead, Marvin.
I mean, it would almost be blasphemy if you don't say Michael Keaton. That's like saying Steelers, right? I mean, you get beat up or something. See, once again, you trying to get me. You got to get my ass kicked again.
Wait a minute. He was on freaking. Are you serious?
Yeah.
He wasn't on Mr. Rogers. He worked on the set. He was making sure the trolley runs on time and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. There's pictures of him doing it.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the
neighborhood.
I guess you guys, all you Pittsburgh guys over there,
Pittsburgh sticks together.
we get to claim most of the actors in Hollywood. Like we claim Jeff Goldblum too. He's from Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He actually
And,
made a movie called Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know about it. Yeah.
It's not that great, but it's worth watching once.
Pittsburgh. All right, wait a minute, man. I ain't doing nothing today. All right, Pittsburgh. There's a movie. I mean, I'm
A
writing
movie called
this down.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, write that
Jeff
down.
Goldblum made it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
It was just
Jeff
like
Goldblum.
I don't think I've even seen it. I just know it exists.
And then our newest superstar is, of course, Zach Quinto. So there you go. And he went to Carnegie Mellon too. So
Oh, but you got to come with the heavy gun though. You got to go Ming Yang.
oh yeah. We can't forget Ming Nawen. She's from Pittsburgh also. I don't think she was born here, but she also went to Carnegie Mellon. And Ming Nawen's family still owns a Chinese restaurant downtown. If you go there to the Chinatown Inn, the first thing you do when you walk in is you see lots of pictures of her as what's her character on S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Was it Miranda May, something like that?
I can't remember who it is.
Pictures of her character on S.H.I.E.L.D. is right behind the front desk at her family's Chinese restaurant downtown. It's awesome.
God, you're just making me hungry now, man. You guys just.
But not for Permanis, right?
No Permanis. Yeah, I'll go for some General So later, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't eat those sandwiches for Permani. They're disgusting. They're just gross.
Hey.
We got a Manny's here, but it's called a Manny's Steakhouse, man. But, man, you guys are. Question 2 was no. There was a clean slate, man. These guys would.
Michael Keaton.
I was one of you guys to say George Clooney, but
What?
No. No way. Come on.
the worst ever, man.
Yeah, well, because he just phoned it in. You could tell he was phoning in. He was just like, yeah, she wants to kill you, Dick.
All I have to say is bat nipples.
All right. The next question is: do they remake Top Gun? Do they remake it? The classic movie from Tom Cruise.
I had a hard time following because it had all the fighter jet speak. I remember watching it the second time around. I watched it like about a month or so ago again, whenever the theaters opened up, and I was like, "How did this become a hit?" Like, I can barely follow what the hell they're talking about.
It's not because of the fighter jets. It's because it's Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise. That's it. It's the only reason why. And it's the only reason why anybody likes that movie. Because it's Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Good
I mean,
point.
there's a sequel coming, and
the bar scene.
Yeah, and sometimes I question 30 years later.
Yeah, really. I know. It makes no sense.
But the funny thing about the whole entire thing is that Tom Cruise is back in this movie. Kelly McGinnis is not, because Kelly McGinnis is not the same Kelly McGinnis that she was back then. But Tom Cruise is still the same Tom Cruise from back in the original movie. So is he bathing in the blood of his enemies or what? What's going on there? Somebody needs to explain why this guy doesn't age.
You got to check out right.
It's all those.
There we go.
Check out those Thetans. He's getting energy from all the Thetans.
But yeah, check out Bearded Comic Bro. They want us to remake it with Rod as Maverick and Marvin can be Goose.
Once again, I'm getting my ass.
Once again, you're dying. You're getting killed off.
I'm getting thrown up into the canopy. I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'd rather be Goose from Captain Marvel then, because he don't get killed.
See, there you go. Yeah, you gotta specify which Goose.
So am I ready for my answer? My answer, Rod. My answer is: did I mishear you? Did you say? Can they remake Logan's Run? If so, the answer is yes.
No, it was not Logan, man.
I know. Logan. I'm just kidding.
He's messing with you.
I just want them to remake Logan's Run. I think it would be funny as hell if they did.
Do you want to write it?
Yeah, I'd write a Logan's Run. Hell.
Oh man.
It probably better than the one they were working on already.
Are they actually remaking that?
That was a Singer movie. and since
Oh, I
Singer's
know.
been excommunicated, then it's not happening currently.
Yeah, it was killed.
Oh,
It was
okay.
killed along with his version of Red Sonja. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Delegato said best thing about Top Gun was the song.
Danger zone.
See, that's another thing that made it
I have to
popular.
disagree.
Highway to
I have to
the
disagree.
danger zone.
I have to very politely disagree because right before the pandemic, I went to see Berlin, and so I got to see Terry Nunn sing "Take My Breath Away" live, and that is, of course, a better song by default because of that. Thank you.
By default, wow, boom.
Terry Nunn is 61, and my God, she looks awesome. And they lifted her up into the crowd, and she moved and
She crowd surfed.
Yeah, she crowd surfed. Well, I mean, carefully. She was sitting on somebody's shoulders during the "Take My Breath Away" song, and people were like basically waving their arms at her, holding up lighters, and singing the song with her. It was an amazing moment. So I gotta give that song the top props. So because
They're doing this, using their phones instead of the lighters. Yeah,
exactly.
back when, posers.
not posers so much as boomers. So
yeah. Anyway,
they're all literally like 55.
So Marvin, do we need to do a remake of Top Gun? Do we need?
I don't know. I think we have to go back to what Mauricia was saying about the lingo. Like, does anyone care about that? I mean, can you make that movie without the lingo? And I don't think you can. I think that it broadened. It's like when you make a movie about hacking something, and it's like the guy's like, like, oh, I'm in. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh my God! I really hate the way they portray hackers, actual genuine hackers, in because it's like, okay, I can type really fast, so I must be smart, and I'm like, that's not how it works. It's just like,
I don't know.
Most of it's I mean, not that I know personally,
yeah.
But the point is that it's more like a macho pissing contest, really. It's like who can get away with what, whenever it's like, or who can screw with someone's firewall or something like that. It's not just rapid typing.
Yeah, it's not that different from graffiti artists. Actually, it's kind of a similar.
Actually. Yeah, that's a good comparison.
I'll watch the sequel when it's free on Paramount Plus. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I like Tom Cruise. I mean, I like the Mission Impossible movies, but this guy, man, I'm waiting for him to age because he's like 30 still. I'm waiting to see if he's going to get to 31.
What the heck? And you got freaking Vin Diesel doing Fast and Furious episode 45.
I saw that, and I saw that.
I can't get past the first freaking movie when he says, "You never had me. You never had your car." I turn it off right there. And now it's like,
they're coming. They've got 9 movies out now. 9 movies out. Insane.
Posted on Instagram
a
picture. It's like Fast and the Furious, like 50 years later. The guy's got a year still.
Don't they realize?
And I'm like, this freaking movie, man. I want all the thumbs down now because this guy cannot act for a holy garbage doo-doo water.
And you watch Bloodshot, right? And you can tell. But don't they realize, having named the movie F9, what that means? Hey man, just F9 already. F9.
And it's gonna happen. There's gonna be an F10. It's gonna go on and on and on because everybody.
I'm not gonna spoil anything because I really dug the very first movie. The very first movie, I did like it.
So you like Point Break?
What's that?
So you like Point Break?
Car.
One more time.
Point Break.
You like Point Break?
Yeah.
So you like Point Break? That's why you like Fast and the Furious. It's the same damn movie.
Pitch Black. Pitch Black was another one. I remember living in Philly in the subway. I'm like, Pitch Black. And they got these posters. I'm like, this is gonna be his best freaking damn movie. And I'm watching this damn thing. What the hell am I watching? These white eyes in complete darkness. Another crappy movie by this guy. And I watched the babysit video.
Oh my gosh, that was
hot through the water too. I'm like, well, maybe he could do comedy. Maybe he does comedy. Even the comedy sucks.
Ron's off on it, busting on Vin Diesel.
Man, what up?
Yeah, just we gotta move on, man.
Bro, we gotta move
We're all
on,
busted.
man. Don't get me started on that guy, man. I forgot. Rapid fire. We're down to 2 questions left. Man, you guys in the chat, what are your 2 questions right now? This is rapid fire. We're going to end the show. What 2 questions do you have for my panel members right now? We got HB. We got the beautiful, there she is right there, and Mr. Marvin Wynn. And what you got, man? 2 questions, rapid fire, 1 answer. That's all we need right now. I'll leave it up to the chat right now, man. I'm so pumped up. They mentioned the word Vin Diesel, and that pissed me off.
Like a trigger word.
That's your Niagara Falls.
We got best meal ever had.
There it is.
All right, I'll go. I think what? Oh, I ate crawfish once. That was awesome. Because they're like, yeah, I know. Because it's cool. That's what I mean. They taste good and everything, but they gross everybody out, and that's so much fun.
I've tried it one time. My wife was so excited to try it.
Yeah, because you're just like,
well, this is not what I expected. I was like, how about you, HB, man? We just derailed. Yeah.
Cool, man. So I'm not really a food guy. I'm very kind of functional when it comes to food. So I'm gonna say the first thing that comes to my mind, which is when my mom was still with us. We used to go out every year on her birthday to and I think Marvin knows where this is, the Chinese buffet in East Liberty Penn Plaza, and you could drop $10. You could eat yourself silly on the stuff that wasn't even remotely Chinese. The buffet was so big. There was everything from ice cream to spaghetti, like whatever. And it was $10, and we just ate ourselves silly. We went out for an eye doctor appointment. I hung out with my mom and my brother, and I just remember like the coolest thing was, once a year we would go to the Chinese buffet, and it just had whatever you damn wanted to eat. It was there for $10, and that's just my favorite food memory for now.
I would say that the same thing, like when we used to have like family dinners, we go to Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Remember the Ponderosa?
Which I kept like confusing whenever I was pronouncing it. I kept calling her, Ponderosa. No, it's just Poderosa. It's Poderosa. Yeah. I know. Shut up.
You could get the steak, and then you got the salad bar, which again, like you had everything in the salad bar you could think of. So
yeah, you eat like so much more than you ever should, and you just like you stuff yourself because it's this buffet. Yeah, that's why.
I don't even think the food was that good. It was just the company. It was the company. It's the company you kept with you at that time that made it good.
But let's just be honest. Like, speaking of things from the '80s, like comic books, which we harken back to. One of the things I miss about the '80s, salad bars. Like, they were everywhere. They were monstrous. You got them at Rack's Roast Beef. You got them at Eaton Park. Like you said, Ponderosa, the Red Bull Inn. All these places up here had massive salad bars. So let's just pour one out for the salad bar.
Glitter and duct tape.
Well, you still got salad bars at the buffet. It's open.
Yeah, but it's different now, I guess.
Old Country Buffet or whatever it's called.
Yeah. They still have like the salad and everything.
I like this question.
Yeah, me too. What keeps us all motivated?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mauricia. You can answer the first question.
Being fucking stubborn most of the time. Just well, it's the truth. Like, just like, seeing what we've already got accomplished. We've all got like a pretty good track record by this point. So, I mean, it's like, why stop unless it's meant to be finished. So, yeah, I mean, seeing what we've already accomplished is what, for me personally, is what keeps me motivated to keep going with Heroineburgh and with Music Maker.
I would say having fun and doing these kind of things and seeing people that enjoy the things that we're doing.
Yeah,
I don't think if people were telling me that you suck, get out of here, I might.
Well, that's their opinion.
But I mean, it's just like we have fun. We're having fun now. Everything we do, we're just enjoying ourselves, and we're cracking jokes, and we're having a good time, and enjoying each other's company. And that's something that I missed a lot of last year. Is
Yeah.
not being able to do that.
Yeah. Right.
And I had to say right off the bat, like I mentioned, not too long ago, Marvin and I, or myself and Marvin, it's just what our relationship has grown to. It's been amazing. He's I have no words for him, for his comic book, for Second Sight Publishing.
Friendship is magic.
It's amazing. And when he jumped on the show long time ago, well, not when I say long time ago, probably 2-3 months ago, people were wondering what's this book about, the Edge, and everyone is on the edge now. And now, it's just the second issue. It's selling. And Bradley Golden, quick shout out to him and to you, Marvin. And I want to say thank you so much for everything.
Yep. Thank you, sir. And that's what keeps me motivated. See, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And in a few words, that's it.
Yeah.
And I got my answer too in the form of kicking a couple bars. Here we go. Forever young. I want to be forever young. Do you really want to live forever?
That was a perfect way to end this show.
And ever. That's
Yeah,
it.
because everybody's gonna click off now. Where's the box, man? What's he doing?
Yo, man. Well, we're gonna end the show regardless, man. So, a quick shout out to Heroineburgh, man. Issue 1 and 2 right now. I have them in my hand. Thank you so much for sending these out to me. And I got the links, a couple of links in the description below. My apologies if I don't have everyone else's link. So stop it. So
Hey, puppy.
she hears some thunder and now she's freaking out.
Aw.
Oh.
So there's a link right there to Heroineburgh right there, man. Boom, there it is. Yeah. And be sure you check out these people in the panel right now on their channels, on their IGs. And once again, thank you so much for hanging out on the show.
Thank you.
Wasn't a shout out show. This is a very special shout out show to Heroineburgh, man, because
Thank you.
I've been slacking and it's been a long time coming, and I'm happy to finally do this. Thank God the sun is shining right now. It was a thing. It had to happen today, man. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I always say recently, stay classy, comic book